Hi, this is Corey Brewer with LGA Property Management. We are into the second half of the year here in 2026 and wanted to take a look back at the first half of the year and tell you a little bit about what some of the numbers looked like in the rental market. Just kind of a fun way to kind of look back and see what happened out there. From our brokerage here at LGA, one of the coolest numbers that we saw was we paid out over $28,000 in referral fees over the first 6 months of this year. So that's really awesome. We can't say enough about our referral relationships with realtors in the local area. So keep them coming. We love paying out those referral fees. Days on market, that was a big one for us this first half of the year. Overall, throughout the Northwest MLS, the combined average of days on market really didn't change first half of this year compared to first half of 2025. It was only 1 day difference actually. But if you look at our performance here at LGA, our average days on market was 22 days. The combined average of all other firms on the Northwest MLS was actually 41 days. So that's a huge difference. Faster leasing times mean less vacancy and a better bottom line for our clients. And so that is something we are really proud of. We nearly lease our properties twice as fast as the general competition on the Northwest MLS. So very proud of that. And with that, we had about 36, almost 37% market share in King and Snohomish Counties. So some numbers we're really proud of. Where we saw the most kind of fervent leasing activity, where were the hot spots? Where were people doing transactions and doing them quickly? Mostly single family rental homes on the east side, which isn't very surprising. That's kind of been a trend over the last handful of years. Specifically, so far this year, Mercer Island and the Kirkland Bridle Trails area where we're seeing lots of transactions happen in a pretty short amount of time. Less than 10 days on market average in those areas so far this year. So that's just kind of a big general overview of leasing statistics so far, January through June of this year. A couple other things worth noting. The rent increase cap was recently released by the Department of Labor and Statistics, I believe it was. Anyway, the consumer price index coupled with the rent control parameters here in Washington mean that in 2027, rent increases will be limited to 10%. So a nice even number there. That's for anything beginning in 2027. One of the other changes with delivery of notices was when a backup copy needs to be sent in the mail, it no longer needs to be sent via certified mail. That took effect back in June, and the backup copy can be sent via regular U.S. first class standard mail. So that's a big step in the right direction. We're going to keep pushing for electronic communication of those notices, and that's something that we'll be focusing on in the 2027 legislature. And then finally, we'll share some more news about this separately, but we are now an accredited real estate clock hours class through the Department of Licensing, and we're going to be offering a Property Management 101 3-hour class. You can learn more about what we do in the world of leasing and management, and we'll share more about that some other time. So anyway, looking forward to seeing you out in the field, and thank you for the referrals. And you can inquire about a full copy of our statistical packet for the first half of 2026. Thank you very much. See you next time.